Here are some of the three greatest album runs in no particular order, and I believe this is part three, starting off with Mobb Deep with the infamous Hell on Earth and Murder Music. I don't know how I didn't include this from part one, to be honest with you, because I sometimes forget outside of one of the greatest albums of all time in the infamous, you still have some worthy albums that follow it up with Hell on Earth and Murder Music. Rest in peace to Prodigy, man. Mobb Deep being one of the greatest duos this genre has ever produced, with one of the greatest album runs of all time. Next up, we have another legendary run with Jay-Z's first three albums in Reasonable Doubt, In My Lifetime Part 1 and Part 2. Obviously, with Part 1, it does get a bit of mixed reviews, but this is a certified classic. And then it follows up with an even better installment of it. But this concludes one of the greatest three album runs of all time. And crazy how from Reasonable Doubt, a lot of people would have Reasonable Doubt as his greatest ever album. I still liken the Blueprint and the Black Album ahead of it, but a lot of hip hop heads, including Jay-Z himself, would tell you that Reasonable Doubt is still his magnum opus. And then In My Lifetime Part 1 and Part 2 to follow it up, all time run, man. Now I'm gonna kind of break the rules of this series because this is technically a 6 album run, but how could I not include the late resurgence of Nas? To think this is all in one decade, and I believe this is in a 3-year period. You have the King's Disease series and you have the Magic series. Nas and Hit Boy, man, crazy late resurgence. And from this, you have two certified classics in my books with KD3 and Magic. I think those are two certified classics. To drop classics so late in your career, someone crown this man. One of the greatest rappers of all time with one of the greatest runs, considering this is so late in your career. And speaking of late resurgence, Black Thought with Streams of Thought Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. This is also very much late into his career. And I know technically Volume 1 is technically an EP, but the point still stands. This is one of the greatest trilogies, especially with so late in your career. Some elite rapping. And the intro to Volume 3 is absolutely crazy. State Prisoner is one of the greatest intros to an album of all time in my books, man. Black Thought, top 5 dead or alive in my books. But yeah, guys, what do you think of these runs?